yeah, bye, freaking stuff. I felt like going in survival, like walking around, mining trees and stuff. But this, I really wanted to see about the what's it called?
Toys, I got a question.
Hey, disgusted. Okay, I can make that better. Alright, I really want that sword, but who needs it? I have to fix this guy's nose. Is that better? Is that all better? Well, this well, I had to do a I don't have to do a presentation, but I am back here at this because today my teacher said, well, we were doing like a, it was to ask for it, then a freaking laggy live stream. Oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. Anyway, my teacher asked about like we're reading a book in our anthology book. I was just in class learning, blah blah blah. You know how it is in class. I was just learning blah 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 and stuff like that. And we were reading a story in our anthology book, and suddenly we came across like a Chinese story, blah blah blah. It was like a Chinese, it was a Chinese story. It was about a dragon. Actually it wasn't that dragon, it was a different one, but I'm gonna fly to that different dragon right now. I get to sit up. Alright, yeah, but it was about a dragon, and it was specifically about this dragon, the red one. It was about the red dragon. Well, it wasn't about the red dragon, but it was a girl named Milin. I forgot. I just called her Ming Li or whatever. It was about that kind of story, and about that story, it was since it was like that, the anthology place. Well, it's hard to explain. Well, actually, it's just a story, so it should be easy to explain. So Ming Li, she had a poor family, and she had to seek the guy of wisdom. His name is Man of the Moonlight, I believe. I forgot most of the stuff. And it was actually an interesting story, but then I forgot about it. But then after that kind of stuff happened.
I can't hear because it's Tyrone here.
Fine, I can mute you then. There we go. My friend said he couldn't hear, I was just too loud. How was I too loud? Guys, tell me, was I being too loud? Anyway, skip upon that, but yeah. So it was, Ming Li was poor, her family was poor. They needed money, they weren't wealthy, and Ming Li searched for that guy that I was talking about, and she had to go through quests, and then along the way she met a huge red dragon all the way over there, and then they both seek the Man of the Moon, and then they came across a guy. He was actually a king, and it was they were seeking the Man of the Moon for one reason, because the Man of the Moon gives you something, like tells you your destiny, and I forgot what's called, but I think it was called the borrowed line. Yeah, it was called the borrowed line. And since Ming Li searched for him, the king gave her a paper, and it said if you shine that paper in the moonlight, it'll reveal secret words of something. And then they traveled all the way to basically they both split up. First, before the king gave her that, let me go to the backstory. When they met, they traveled to the king. When they saw the king, they split up. The dragon went to sneaked away from Ming Li while she didn't know. and he went to the front of the city because the king lived in the city, and it kind of looks like this, but not Sky City. It's probably the one below us. But yeah, she lived in the city. I mean, the king lived in the city. She traveled to the city with the dragon. The dragon went to the front of the city. He wasn't supposed to be seen. Then do you guys know how those lions, those ancient lions, you know how they say they weren't supposed to come alive or something? They're not supposed to like move. Well, they move. I mean, they're alive. People say like they're alive and stuff. And they pretend they're not alive. They just stay there. They're the guardians of something, like the village and stuff like that. Yeah, that was a lion. Those were the two lions he went up to, and he tried to tiptoe. He didn't know the lions were alive. Of course he didn't. And when he tiptoed straight over to the, what's it called? To the two lion statues, it was a baby lion statue. And what was I gonna say again? Yeah, it was a baby lion statue. The baby lion statue giggled a little bit, and then the dragon said, "Oh my gosh, that statue giggled." And he said, and then the baby cub lion said, the statue said, "You're funny." And then he said, "Really? Am I really that funny?" And then the two parents came awake, and then the baby cub said, "Yeah, you really are." And then the parents said, "Oh, said to the baby cub, you're not supposed to be alive or talking around strangers." And then he said, "But it doesn't count not a stranger, around humans, but it doesn't count if it's a dragon, right? They never said if it was a dragon, we can't talk around them." And the dragon introduced himself, and after that, I'm gonna just skip most of it because this story is long, pretty long. And he introduced himself, and then he told the three lions his age, and the parents said they're like around. They didn't say their age, but I bet I bet they're like around 1 million, and I can tell you why they're probably around 1 million, or maybe 2 million or more. I can tell you why I think that is because, well, yeah. Also, the lions look like these. I don't know which one is boy or girl, but I don't see the cub anywhere. Cub should be somewhere. I don't know, but yeah, there is a baby cub. Oh, I gotta sit up. And that cub precisely giggled, blah blah blah. He was joyful, and when the dragon, the huge red dragon right here, said that told them his age, he said he's like 100 and something. This dragon said that, and then the baby cub said, "Really?" And then the baby cub was all like, "I'm like 800 and something." And then he said, "Oh, I'm older than you." No, that's what the baby cub said. He's older than the dragon, which is true. I don't know how, because the dragon was made before the guardians, aka the statues, the lion statues. But yeah, that was true. How is it older than the freaking dragon? That's the part I don't get at all. Like, how? Dragons have been around for like longer than those guardians. And pretty much after that, when he induced them, he fell asleep. But before he did, he fell asleep with them. He got a line. It was like a piece of thread that the man of the moonlight gave the guardian of the place, blah blah blah, gave the lion statue family something. It was that red thread, and since he gave it that red thread, the dragon took it, and he said that guy or whatever said it was supposed to give us wisdom and tell us our destiny. And it never told the lions their destiny, and they figured it was useless. And since they figured it was useless, they just gave it to the dragon. And when they gave it to the dragon slept with them, slept with the lions. But then Ming Li came along, but her side of the story is not too long. she saw the man of the moonlight, and the man of the, well, I mean, not the man of the moonlight, the king. She met the king, and the king gave her the what's it called, a paper that you need to shine in the moonlight to read the words, and it'll tell you your destiny. And it was called the borrowed, well, they think it was a borrowed line. And you guys know what this is happening, right? The thread and the paper, which one's the borrowed line? No one knows. And no one knows which one is the borrowed line. Both of them look like the borrowed line, because the, what's it called, the you know, I'm gonna just tell you both. I'm gonna just tell you after. But the, what's it called? The borrow. She found the king in the, in the city, and he gave her the paper, and she thought it was the borrowed line. Then she left. After that, she met up with the dragon. She saw the dragon sleeping with the lions peacefully. And then she said, what are you doing, dragon? You're not supposed to be seen." And then he said, "Right." And then she said, you're supposed to be hiding in the shadows." And he said, "Oh, okay." And then he didn't return to shadow, because I mean, it was daytime. It was pointless. And next thing you know, they left out, and she said, "What are you told? I told you I said I'll be back. I'll go get the borrowed line." But he said, "No, I have the borrowed line." And he showed her the thread that grants the destiny of something, and it will give you like magical powers. By the way, the thread was red, and the dragon was red. I'm not saying there's something in common, but and then she said, "What are you talking about? I have the borrowed line right here." And then she showed him the paper with with the destiny and stuff. Will tell you your destiny. And they were confused, and that was practically the end of the story. I'm like, what? That's the end of the story? Just when the good part happens? Like, you've got to be kidding me. And then everyone in my class wasn't sad, but they're like, "Oh, come on, that was the end?" Just when stuff got exciting. I'm like, "Oh, come on." Just when stuff got exciting. It's like when you're watching a commercial on a TV, like watching your favorite TV show, and then there's like an awesome new episode. And you watch that awesome new episode, and like towards like it happens in the middle. It either happens in the middle or at the end of the movie or at the episode, that like something interesting is gonna happen, like flash, and then suddenly a commercial comes on, or the movie just ends. I'm like, what? You've got to be kidding me. That happened on one of the movies I was watching. Not movies, yeah, I think it was movies and TV show. The TV show, it stopped in the middle and of the, what's it called, the episode, and I was like, come on, when the best part happens. And sometimes it's at the end. I'm like, come on, still at the end. Like, it always happens. It just happens. They just want to save it, because sometimes movies are not supposed to be that long. But yeah, I don't blame them. I can always just wait till the last one comes out. Hi, Margarita. Thanks for joining the live stream. Shout out to Margarita. And 14 Dubstep 14, aka Zombie Ace 2003. Well, the Dubstep 14 Dubstep is actually my friend. He's actually Zombie that I mentioned in my other videos. I don't know if he's gonna get on. He's probably playing his Xbox, or he probably can't get on his PS4. I don't know, but he told us it was awesome, and I'm just saying. That story was just like, I have no words. I mean, like, it was just interesting. Well, it was interesting because they both thought that was the borrowed line. But tell me which one's the borrowed line in the comment section below, because I'm gonna tell you something about both the borrowed lines. The red borrowed line is probably the lion just said the what's it called, the moonlight guy gave it to me, blah blah blah. He said the moonlight guy gave it to him, and it's supposed to tell you your destiny. And then she came with the paper. The paper said you have to shine it in the moonlight, and this paper was ripped out because of an ancient tiger. And it was a terrible tiger that ripped it out, and because it was pretty much useless because he couldn't see the words, and it was because he ripped it out angrily. I don't know why, but he didn't say it was like useless to him or anything. He just ripped it out angrily. He was probably angry. Yes, he needed something to do, so he just ripped it out. And then then after that, what's it called? The king got it, and then when the king got it, he said he asked the Moonlight guy, whatever. He said, what is this paper for? He said, if you shine it in the moonlight, it will tell you your destiny in lines. It's like a line that will say, oh, this is your destiny and stuff. But I'm like, what? You've got to be kidding me. That tells you your destiny. That's pretty cool. And it said it came exactly from him. And since the terrible tiger got the hold of that paper was actually ripped out of a book. And that book belonged to the Moonlight person that I was talking about earlier. I forgot his name. That Moonlight guy or something. Let's call him Moonlight guy. It belonged to him, and it had no owner but him. And then that was all. That was pretty much that was it. Because that paper has been passed on generations and generations by the king's ancestors, and they never let it go. They always cherished it and stuff. And he said it's time to let it go. I don't want it anymore. And he gave it to Ming Li, and then she thought it was the what's it called? She thought it was the borrowed line, which it wasn't. Well, no one knows. So yeah, that's the proof. What I think that's the borrowed line. I actually think the paper is more of a borrowed line, because that string, it just said it came from the guy, the Moonlight guy, and it just tells you your fortune. I'm like, that's not too much evidence. And then I saw Ming Li's side of the story, and it had lots of proof. It said if you shine in the moonlight, so that's a one because it sounds ancient. It's been passed down. It's like it's been around lots of rulers, lots of ancient rulers, and it's bye. Oh, you survived. Okay, you again? Bye, bye, bye. I said bye. Oh yeah, and it had a lot to prove that if you shine in the moonlight, it'll show a secret prophecy or something. And that's what pretty much happens. And the other thing that has proof is that it came from the what's it called? Him, the Moonlight guy, and that's a lot of proof. At least it's not a lot of proof, but at least it's more proof than the line, that line thing, the Great Line or something. And it'll tell you. He said it will just tell your destiny. This is the only one thing that we know about it, about how we know it's probably ancient or not. He just said, oh, it just tells you your destiny. I'm like, oh, that's it? It just tells you your destiny? It doesn't have like any proof or anything. And then since it didn't have proof, I'm like, okay, this is probably just fake or just baloney. And since I thought it was fake, I actually believe that the paper was the real one. And I'm thinking it probably is. And because it had more proof. It's been held by a lot of rulers. It's been around longer than the borrowed line. I mean, than the other one. So yeah, I believe that's the longest one. Hold on. So yeah. Oh, sorry guys. Sorry I had to interrupt. So yeah, that's why I think that's the real one. The paper, the one with the paper, because it has more evidence that it's the borrowed line. and stuff like that. And the reason why I came here was so I can share the story with you guys and play. Since I was talking about it, it reminded me of China. It had the dragons and stuff. I decided to come here. It was a perfect setting. And I tried to tell my teacher that what's it called? That those I forgot what I was gonna say. I tried to tell my teacher that that the dragons, there are actually 3 dragons. I forgot one. The green one is south, and the blue one is eastern. The blue one killed the blue one, and the green one were brothers, and they both killed. Well, not they both killed. The blue one killed the green one, and because they both thought who can take over the land, like all of the land. So then it got lonely with the blue dragon, and then someone came along and said, talk to him and stuff like that. After that talk happened, stuff went like crazy all along. Well, it didn't go crazy. The 2 brothers actually resembles Overwatch. Oh, sorry guys for the interruption, because a lot of people's joined the party and I'm just gonna have to mute them. So a lot of it, because like lots of it, some of it resembles what's it called, Overwatch Origins, because they're 2 brothers, and there's the green dragon and blue dragon, and one protects the south and one is for the east. And the green one died because of the blue one. And though the dragons were actually people, they were wheeled like it was like power. The blue one, which is this one, it doesn't really look blue, it's light blue. It's actually light blue, and the blue one actually killed the green one with a bow and arrow, because they're actually humans that wield the power of these dragons. And so since the blue one killed the green one was repaired by someone from Overwatch Origins, and he had like cybernetic powers now, like he's like part cyborg. And both of them, since so when the blue one shoots like a arrow, it has like a dragon forming around it, and it looks awesome, like it's like a fire bow and arrow, but instead of a dragon, it's like a dragon wrapped around it. And then the other one, the green one, he points his sword forward, and then a green dragon just shoots out, and it's awesome. And they both called the truce. And they're both brothers again. And after when that happened, everything was cool now. And that's what I wanted to tell my teacher. There's actually 3 dragons. The green one actually grants wishes. I actually got that theory from Dragon Ball. I don't know if it's true, but I'm trying to put all my theories together. Please don't get me wrong. Hey, I'm just a kid. I'm just grabbing evidence that I can find off of TV shows. I don't really care. But yeah, I think the green one grants wishes because Shenron grants wishes, and he's a green dragon. And that one over here, I believe this one protects and stuff. It tells fortunes, I think. And then the other one all the way over there, the red one, it grants wishes as well. Except that in Dragon Ball, the stars on the Dragon Balls are black, and so that's why it's. I think that's why it summoned a different colored dragon. So yeah, pretty much. That was kind of trippy though. Hey, don't blame me. I'm just a kid, and I'm just grabbing evidence from like TV shows, to games, to like a book that I read from my teacher, and that's how I think the Red Dragon is the king of like both dragons. He's the master. He can defeat both of them, especially the green one. He lives close by the green one. The red one lives close by the green one. And if you guys haven't noticed, the red dragon is looking at the green dragon, and then you see the green dragon, he's pointing straight all the way over here. Past the panda. What's up, Pandy? That's my what's it called? My home. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. And it's pointing to the to this one. It's going at this direction, so it's kind of forming a triangle. And now I'm thinking of the Illuminati. If there was just an eye in the middle of the triangle, if there was just a huge eye, it would have been Illuminati. Oh my gosh, I'll be like, oh my gosh, forms Illuminati, ah, run. But yeah, all of these formed a triangle. And I'm surprised what I have just covered, I don't know. But yeah, I just grabbed evidence from different shows that resemble stuff from other places, and Dragon Ball has nothing to do with any of this from ancient stuff. Well, but the dragons have to do something with it, the dragons. And yeah, that's pretty much my theory. I have lots of other theories about stuff. I'll probably do another theory video again. Or guys, I might make a vlog because I did a video on Dragon Ball. If you guys didn't see that, it was on my phone. I had to record with my phone and set it in a certain angle. And that's what I had to do. But it was more Dragon Ball. I tried to make the thumbnail Super Saiyan 3 Goku doing the Kamehameha, and I know it looked dope. It would have looked dope, but I'm sad it didn't. I was just so sad. Oh my gosh, it was just doing too late, and I had to delete some stuff because of storage taking over. So I had to delete some stuff. When I deleted that stuff, I did a longer video. It ended before I had the time to at least do my outro, which sucked. And that was crazy. I'm like, what the heck? That theory though, I'm like, that theory, like, what is going on? It was crazy. That theory was crazy. I thought nothing resembled it. But anyway, guys. Oh, hey, Damien. Shout out to Damien. Those are the top 3 people. Oh my gosh, finally. I have top 3 people who are in the live stream. I hope you guys loved my theory video. I promise. I'll bring up, what's it called? I probably will do a vlog sometime later. It'll probably when I reach a different kind of limit. I promise I'll do vlogs. And in that Dragon Ball video, I actually showed my face, so it's kind of a face reveal. And I hope you guys like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Hope you like me telling you that story, and bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe, people.